Good evening, guys. Part one. So here's the option. I'm going to give you guys two options. You can do the Day of the Dead. Um, Comb my hair. You know what? Leaving the hat on. You can do the Day of the Dead. My hair looks really bad. You can do the Day of the Dead mask. I'm going to put the worksheet on later Monday around second period during my office hour because it's Sunday night and I had to do the video for the stencil art for art 2. If you don't want to do Day of the Dead, you can do the stencil art 2 for art 2, and I'm going to give them an option as well. I'm not crazy about Day of the Dead, but a lot of people do. It's not a religious holiday. It is done on All Souls Day, basically. In Europe, we really don't go into the ghoulish thing because COVID-19. Imagine in the 1400s when they had the plague from China to another plague from China hit Europe during the Dark Ages twice, and the most famous one was the Black Plague. And they do these parades. One of them in the northern part of Spain, because of the Celtic northwestern portion, where the Celtic people are. They do bonfires, but it's to swear off, the dead. They don't want them around. Halloween and Day of the Dead is really more of a New World thing from the Americas. So I'm going to show you basically what I have. I don't want you to print it out. If you have a printer. So I have a picture right here on my computer. Imagine like my Chromebook. Imagine I'm in your situation. I have a Chromebook. And the picture is frozen. I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. I'm going to expand it to almost 100%. Close to it. Not too much. Whoa, I went over 100. So I want to get the whole thing on screen. There we go. And then see if I can flip it around like a Chromebook. And it's not going to flip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to trace it. It's not going to trace. So you can trace it like I'm going to. So that helps you. If you don't have a printer at home, you can do that or sketch the skull. And I'm doing it in pencil right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around so you guys can see what I'm doing. So let's say you don't have a printer at home. And I understand. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So freeze the page of your Chromebook just like I did. I flipped it over. And I am tracing it. I'm using it as a light box, but very gently. Don't want to scratch it up. I'm going to get in trouble. So do it in pencil first. Okay, now if you want to make the large mask and you do have a printer, go for it. You don't have to, but these are for the folks who are like me, stuck at home, and they don't imagine you don't have a printer. So I already traced the bottom part of the mouth here, and I did close it in. Okay. I have lived in Mexico when I was a little kid. I was born actually in Los Angeles, but I come from a. It's weird. I come from a. Still one of those old colonial Hispanic families. We had property in Mexico until the government took. Oh, anyways, the Mexican Revolution of 1910, basically. But we used to skip the Atlantic Ocean. We used to call it the water puddle, like the British call it the pond. Spaniards, we call it the water puddle, the rain puddle. It used to take almost a month to leave the port of Cadiz to the New World, or the Americas, or the Indies as it was referred to. And basically, I remember seeing this holiday. It was just kind of weird. It was not like Halloween. And it was frowned upon me to, yeah, by my family. Then we came back to the States, and from the States we jumped over to Belgium. And the fall season seemed totally different. In England, they burn the image of Guy Fawkes, but the rest of Europe, they don't. They're not really crazy about it. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm tracing it in pencil. You guys can do your calavera, which is the skull in Spanish. Yeah. Like I said, in Spain, the closest thing we do to around the 1st of November is you create these bonfires up in the north and west regions, the provinces up there. They're mostly of Basque and Celtic descent or Cantabric, the mountain people. And you do these bonfires, and basically it's the young men who jump over them. And I wouldn't advise you guys to do that. It's an old Celtic tradition. Also, they burn effigies of their enemies. So I've already traced my skull. See that, guys? So I can do now my Day of the Dead skull. Now I can just turn this off. And you guys are watching me doing this. So I don't have a printer, but I can still decorate it. So now I'm grabbing my Sharpie. If I can find a Sharpie or black crayon. I prefer black crayons over Sharpie any day of the week. If somebody did not take my Sharpie, oh, there it is. So now I can now start doing my outline for my skull. Now, here's the thing. Do you have to go traditional? No. I have students who get really creative with it. They give me either Iron Man, any kind of superhero they want. So let's trace the pencil. Very carefully. Don't be as sloppy as I am. The reason it's a Sunday night and I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. So this is part B, or part A, I should say. Part A is just the layout of your skull mask. It is a tiny one. So, do my teeth. Oh God, that smells bad. The chemicals. Miss Brown, who retired a few years last year, she was big into this. She got me into it. And she was totally shocked that I lived in Mexico, and I told her no, it was frowned upon my family to celebrate it. We did do all the Mass for All Souls Day, but and we did have like a meal, but that was basically it. And we used to watch from the balcony the fireworks. And when I moved to Spain and Belgium, we really didn't do much for Halloween. I did miss Halloween, and that's basically it for. So you should have your skull. I did it in pencil first. And now here, and I'm going to erase the pencil. So then you can do your decorations. Now, if you want to make a superhero, you can do that. Make it personal. Look at the worksheet. So decorate your skull. I don't know what I'm doing with this. So create some patterns. Here's my eraser. So I'm erasing all the pencil. I don't want that silver look to it. There you go. Put it in there. So I got my skull, erase the pencil. Now you see my pencil. I might just do a symmetrical balance. And I think I will do some symmetrical balance on here. And if you want to do flowers, go for it. I think I'm going to make mine look like an intern devil. It's Halloween. So, whoops. There we go. So right now, I might just want to give him. Unfortunately, my internet. Yeah, I have the European. That was Spain. It's going to transfer to Germany or Belgium. Maybe give it a third horn here. So commercials do pop on. Just miss the old country sometimes. So gave him horns. Maybe I'll give him a facial hair too. Flip that around. So this is part B. We just want to start decorating it. There we go. I'm not happy with the mustache, so I'm going to have to create a symmetrical balance. So right now we're just making the outlines. So do whatever you want on your Day of the Dead skulls. I'm going to do a fleur-de-lis on this side. Another one here. Fleur-de-lis. It's basically an upside down M. Did I do that sign right? Yeah. I used to be an altar boy when I was in Catholic school, believe it or not. That's why I'm playing the music. So I'm creating my designs right now. Maybe. There we go. And color it with whatever you can. You know, get color pencils at home, or again, if you need art supplies, I do have some left. So yes, start decorating your skull like I did. If you can make it larger, go for it. And that's basically it for part B. You trace your skull, you decorate for Day of the Dead, and then you need to color it for part A. This is part A. Part B, you're going to trace it again with either a black crayon or a Sharpie or ballpoint ink pen, whatever you. I prefer a Sharpie or a crayon, but again, and then decorate it. If you want to add a little stick to it and make a mask, a tiny little mask, that's okay. And you have your portable Day of the Dead mask. So we're focusing with we're doing cultural background. So this is Southwest Mexican American culture, or Mexican culture too. Pre-Columbian. It was something the Aztecs would celebrate. And then in Mexico around November, you also have pozole, which is pork stew. It was substituted. It was pre-Columbian. The Inquisition frowned upon cannibalism. So the Aztecs used to sacrifice and eat their enemies. Sorry to say this, guys. You don't talk to your history teachers. I can tell you more, but I don't want to get in trouble with you guys or your parents. But again, pozole it's pre-Columbian dish, and except it was cooked with human meat, and then they substituted now with pork. Okay, and that's basically it. Okay, guys. Okay. Anyways, my mom's letting me know that she's taking her medicine. She's going to bed. It's right now 8:43, almost 9. Okay, so I'm going to upload this. And don't forget, again, it's not the color version. Whatever you guys want to do. If you want to do superhero, Barbie, Skull, Day of the Dead, go for it. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.